Osgood is in for Keith Carson tonight. We will salvage some of the weekend. That's the good news,
That
right?
is the good news,
okay.
Exactly.
It's the other part that isn't so great.
Yes, we have a lot of rain moving in for Saturday, so we're watching some flash flood concerns, some possible power outages as well. Today in some spots, though, felt a little bit like a precursor to the rain that we're going to see over the weekend. Pretty cloudy out there today. We did manage to see some peaks of sunshine later in the afternoon, but we started the day with some fog. I was out in Portland earlier and it was drizzling outside, so it wasn't a super nice day outside. The good news is that by Sunday, things will definitely be looking up. Now I'm going to jump right into the hour-by-hour forecast because we have a lot to cover today. So tonight we're going to start with a couple of showers moving through, and overall the deck of clouds will be thickening yet again. And then tomorrow morning is when we're going to start to see some of those showers move through. To our west, you can see the cold front that's going to be moving in, and then to our south is the remnants of Philippe that is going to bring us some heavy rainfall throughout the day on Saturday. Now the highest rainfall bands are going to set up in the mid-coast to down east regions, so that's where we're going to see the most rain, and it's also going to be a lot of rain in a relatively short period of time, so that obviously it has a concern for some flash flooding, which we're going to watch throughout the day tomorrow. But the good news is that this storm is relatively quick, and by Sunday morning most of us will be drying out. And take a look at western Maine. We're going to even see some sunshine throughout the day on Sunday, so which is good news, gives us a chance to do some cleanup. Now, most areas are going to see between 2 and 4 inches of rain, locally some higher spots, so we are looking at the chance for some flash flooding, particularly in the mid-coast to down east regions, and especially areas that have some drainage problems are more likely to have some issues with some flash flooding. We're also looking at the chance for some high wind gusts as well, which may cause some isolated power outages, bringing down some branches and trees. Now, the National Weather Service has issued a bunch of watches ahead of this system. For eastern Maine, we have a flood watch in effect, as well as a wind advisory for Hancock and Washington counties. And for along the coastline, we have a high surf advisory in effect from the southern coast all the way through down east Maine. Now, I wanted to kind of summarize everything that I'm talking about here in these weekend headlines. So if you're in western Maine, you might see some flooding in flood-prone areas, and some windier conditions might bring down some branches and leaves. For the mid-coast to down east area, that's where we're going to see a bigger impact, so some flooding and high wind gusts will cause some scattered power outages in the area, and along the coast looking at high surf and rip currents. And then for tomorrow we will have a gale watch in effect. So Brian, the weekend is kind of what we're looking at for the 7-day forecast. That's where the main weather event is going to be. And I did just want to mention that if anyone does see any leaves or any debris covering storm drains or other areas of drainage, that's just something to keep an eye on, because it can make a pretty big impact just to clear those leaves out of the way to let the water drain.
Those drains quickly get clogged this time of year. Dana,
absolutely.
thanks so much.